Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom of Swaziland.
Sanhlake ukuthi wakuthola inkululeko nemntwana naye wachamuka ngaleso sikhathi njengobana nje wathola igama lelithi Mswati III ngoba wabonakala kulowo mnyaka ukuthi bakuhlangene emakhosi emazwe nebantu bonke.
I will continue to protect and preserve our revered traditional institution, allowing them to develop in line with our cultural evolution. In addition, I will work to strengthen the bonds of friendship that already exist between this kingdom and the international community. For the years that I may, by God's grace and mercy, be given to reign and serve you as your king, I shall endeavor to work as my father did throughout his reign, to advance the unity, happiness, and prosperity of my people. I pray that God will help me to discharge worthily this heavy task that has been laid upon me so early in my life. God bless you all.
Bafana laba bangithelele bashone, bafana laba bangithelele bashone, badlat nyoni damngakabane, badlat nzenze damngakabane, badlat intwa damngakabane, badle manyamane amngakabane, badlat baki damngakabane.
Ukhetho lolenteka ngentsandvo yesive luhlose kubeka sona sive embili kuqinisekisa ukuthi ke lizinga lempilo lesive liyathuthuka kutemnotho netenhlalakahle. Ngabe uyafuna kwati kabanti ngelikhetho lomnyaka lotako nga-2018?
Nibona ngani ukuthi wasekupheleni lo muntu? Uyatikhethela nje. Ngibuta lokuthi niyakusebenzisa nama-chief codes.
Noma ke kumbe unesincomo.
Sengumhlonishwa. Lingaqisa njani ligama kuze lo muntu athi ukuthi ungumfana walesive lesimphethile lapha fanele asebenzele sona.
Hlanganyela nathi ke ngelisonto elihlelweni sakha kwethu maseshayile insimbi yesithupha kusihlwa lapho ke utawuthola khona lithuba lekufaka umuvo wakho ngalo ke lukhetho.
Listen across this land. Listen to the stories of Africa, the heartbeat of humankind. Africa! The drums and their voice, 1,000 languages united as one, singing the soul of the people, echoing the past, celebrating the future, rejoicing in the union of modern and ancient. Tune into Africa and tune into your stories as we celebrate Africa Month only on DSTV.
TV, hello and welcome. What a day it's been and it's going to be, and what a night crossing to a beautiful day that all the citizens of the Kingdom of Swaziland cannot wait to witness. We take, of course, this chance and this opportunity to wish His Majesty King Mswati III a happy birthday, and of course we also wish the nation a beautiful independence for the 50-50 celebration. Now, today's Temidlaro program, we of course take a look at some of the things that will be actually of the highest importance. We start with the Gold Coast team that was actually, I'm calling them Gold Coast team because it's a team that was representing the Kingdom of Swaziland in the 21st Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast, Australia. They're in the studio, the chief, the mission, of course, alongside the captain. They'll be telling us how the tournament was, or rather how was the journey in Australia. I will tell you one thing, the smell is from Gold Coast. Ask me, have I been there already? No. We'll talk about that. We cross over later on and talk about Sihlangu Semnigati that will be involved in tomorrow's action against Namibia. Confirmed already, Namibia is on its way into the country to play this friendly game for the 50-50 celebration. Swazi Bank Uyaifuna, it played over the weekend. We also touch base to see what happened into the semi-finals of the tournament. Some of the teams have left, from 32 teams to the last 2 teams that will be playing the final on the 6th of May this year. Later on, of course, we also talk about the MTN Premier League that will be playing this coming weekend. No shock it is, Swallows could be the champions. Of course, there is an if, and that if is if Young Buffaloes is defeated. Outside the country in Europe, Manchester City have been confirmed as the champions of England for the 3rd time. We'll also touch base with that. Otherwise, without wasting any time, I'm in the studio in the company of Pearl Dlamini. She's got a lot of titles, I should say, President of the Swaziland Boxing Association, Chief the Mission for the Commonwealth Games. She's the Vice President of the Swaziland Olympic Committee. She's in the studio. Alongside her is the captain of the mission, or rather the team that was in Australia. On top of that, she's the senior athlete in the country, Swaziport himself.
Ngiyavusela Fabrice, ngingachubeki nehlelo umva ngathatha lithuba nje ukuthi happy birthday your majesty, khula mlisa, khula bangazithane kufisela live lonke leMaswati lilanga lelihle kusasa sisa celebrate yena 50-50.
Ngos. Subsis, good to see you, and you are here finally. There's a lot to talk about. Anguvusele Mase.
Anguvusele Fabrice, anguvusele nabo balalele ekhaya. Njengoba sawushito nawe sawushito na CDM. I'm also wishing happy birthday to the Majesty King Mswati III. It's a happy birthday, khula mbakazita, khula nane.
Beautiful indeed. We can't wait a few hours from that main day where we'll be wishing His Majesty King Mswati III. Once again, we take opportunity to say, Your Majesty, happy birthday as you carry on and lead us in this beautiful country. Now, Ngos, let's get to the juicy stuff once again. You guys, Gold Coast, you know, I can see the outfit. No one can deny that. The smell. Is this the smell from Gold Coast? How was it? I mean, like, I think you guys also didn't want, because I've heard the stories that some people actually disappeared in some of the countries. True. Some of the delegation from Africa disappeared in Gold Coast. How did it go, Ngos?
Well, thank you very much, Fabrice. Gold Coast. Indeed, this is Team Swaziland from Gold Coast. Basically eGold Coast sihambe kahle sithi yakangwane umvo angabika nje ukuthi besihambene abantwana labang10 kulabantwana labang10 besambe naye bekuna 5 from athletics 4 of them wecala bekunguye Swazi Bolt sibusiso lwato kakhulu lapha kangwane lokugijima 200 meters nakhona ku 100 meters then sabana Phumlile Nzinisa lokugijima na ku 100 meters kuphela then ebafaneni ke kube nalomunye Thandaza Zwani yena usigijimele ku 400 meters besikade sinamcebo Mkhaliphi naye lo bekufanele agijime ku 400 meters sabe sengisibaneni bomadana yethu Erica Seyama lebeyikathi igcuma yona ku high jump sasa ke sibane bafana lababili besibhakela labantu kakhulu Even boThabiso Dlamini kanye naye Zweli Dlamini Thabiso yena bekadlala ku 69 kg Zweli yena bekakade a boxer ku 56 kg le qembu lefuke lipheleliswa bafana beka cycling bebaba thathu nakhona bekuna gcina bhanda kunamuzi Shabangu sekuna eMduduzi Zwane ngisho nje ukuthi iqembu lefu lihambe kahle kakhulu lafika kahle liphelele eGold Coast nje ubuta ukuthi bekunjani sifunzile captain
it's like Gold Coast is one of the beautiful color I've been you know the beaches you know going out after the competition mingling with the best athlete in the world it's so wonderful and having our chef someone who was always knocking in our room hey guys let's go out let's mingle you know like you go back home you tell people how was Gold Coast and yeah you have a story to tell.
You have a story to tell. I mean, for you, Subsiso, it's a stage that you're used to. For some of the athletes, it was a first of its kind, but for you, it's a stage you're used to. I think it was a shock. Now I can see you eye to eye, but I was watching you on my screen, and I was saying some of the friends, I talked to this guy. It looked like it's someone I don't know. But I think coming to your journey there, I think once again one would say beautiful performance, reaching into the semi-finals, of course, of the 200 meters, right?
Yes.
Tell us about the experience and the exposure you were getting when you were there. I mean, mingling with the likes of Boakani and all these guys. How was the exposure?
I'm not sure what it was so nice, and I really enjoy myself in Gold Coast, despite not qualifying to the finals in both 100 and 200 meters. But I believe everything has a step. Going to the semi-final, probably next time I'm gonna be in the final, in the top 8, and mingling with those guys. I always feel like I'm a champion. There's nothing like for me. I'm with them now, and they are my friends. Means I'm there. I need to fix, those leaky things to get to the top.
And you managed to break your national record, right?
No, I didn't but yeah, I broke my national record in Pretoria this year. But when I was there, I couldn't, break it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chief the Mission, CDM. Now I think that's the name that is going around in the country. Lucky enough, yesterday when you guys were landing back in the kingdom, I would say when arriving rather than landing, you in your remarks you mentioned something very key when you say that it's serious business. When you talk about these tournaments, it's serious business. Yeah. How serious business? How do people take these tournaments seriously in terms of internationals?
Yeah, I think Fabrice maybe kumcoka ukuthi balaleli nesive sonke sakangwane. Sas understand lokuthi kwendekani le midlalo lena. I think at some point we put so much pressure kulabantwana bethu, not appreciating the level of the competition lesikhathe siye kuyo. Lena sikhuluma ngekuthi bekune Marvel ang71 la past Commonwealth. La Marvel sikhuluma ngawo lamanye awo before baze bafike la kulama Commonwealth. They went on camp for 2 full months back camp. Inyanga yegcina bathi khanze ba camp at Brisbane, which is a city within Australia just next to Gold Coast. Kukhomba ukuthi batimisele kanganani. By the time isifika thina level thina nebantwana befuna babo sibusiso. Laba ngikhuluma bavuke embhedzeni. Basina bavuke empetheni bagibela indiza bahamba baya emidlalweni kube kunebantwana labanye abaqhamuka kulamanye emavi bona labatinikete 2 full months ngeke kusibalungiselele lemidlalo ngakho kokusinsaye silivela kangwane ekuthenini asesitibuteni sonke singemaswati ukuthi are we really doing the right things towards expecting these people to deliver no masijaka ukuthi sibheke imedal but yile effort lesifakile silivela kangwane to ensure ukuthi nangembala kule preparation labayendile abantwana befu kukhona labangabuya nawo lapha ngiyamva nje sibusiso uthi it was a great competition for him. It was extremely challenging competition. Ngibekisele itolo nangikuna sikhuluma nasithanza kufika ukuthi kule 100 meters la gijime kuyo Sibusiso wakhona kufika kuma semi-finals. Ngikhuluma ukuthi for the first time in history of lama Commonwealth Games i-gold ne-silver ichamuke ebafaneni base-South Africa. Laba beyi-surprise lemadima lapha bekwatiwa ukuthi nabo Blake labachamuka eJamaica likungibona bathi afika bagijime bahlule wonke emuva. Kusho abahlulekile namuhla, but le pressure lesiyifaka ukuthi kulaba mfana befu siyifaka ngendlela yokuthi as-appreciate le level yale competition. Ngakho ke mina namhla ngifuna ukuthi icelele eMswatini ekuthenini bekunene isikhathi sesifikile asibambisaneni. Nangabe kukhona lesikubhekile sibantwana befu babuye nawe ekhambeni lokunje nguloyo akadlale inzima letside lo munye akafaka isandla ekuthenini wo Sibusiso ngakuthengela nange ma spikes lo munye athi mina ngiyanikela ukuthi njalo ngetransport nawo yejimini ndabo niketa yona lo munye athi mina ndaboda nekudla lentaboda nako nanisekhambini indlela letiningi lesingabambisana ngayo but ke le competition vele yona cha bekunene livalo belingishana ngibabona sebala background ngizafanele bagijima bokungathi kutawugijima mina Fabrice.
Subsis, I was having a chat with Thabiso. I think he mentioned how CDM every morning, 5 in the morning, he'll be knocking at the door, wake up, I want you in training. The pressure and always emphasizing that hard work is the key. I think that's what is important here.
Yeah, true. Like being a champion, it takes time. And CDM have saying, good see. We don't wake up in the morning, rub your face and think you're gonna get a gold medal. It takes time to get a gold medal. You need to prepare. There's a process. You don't like from school, then you send them to the game. You say go and get a medal. Because the pressure sometimes it's not easy. We compete with them, especially to the young kids. Maybe I'm used to it.
CDM, before maybe I let you guys go, what is the way forward now? It's not the last tournament we're attending as a nation. There is the Olympics, there is the Commonwealth again that will be coming. They were supposed to be Devon, I think now they'll be in Tokyo. What is now what is expected? What can you expect, and what is the plan ahead in ensuring especially the development programs? Because you touched also on the issue of making sure that once the likes of Swaziland are no more into this field, who is to take the stage? What is now the next stage? What can the Swaziland expect?
Yeah, well, from the experience and the exposure let's been at Gold Coast, it's fortunate to see Chief de Mission ga Olympic Committee uba by virtue of a position yakhe vice president. Lokusho ukuthi even for Tokyo 2020 I will still be the chief de mission. So nyalo what we will be doing, we will be drawing a program towards Tokyo 2020. Later we'll make sure ukuthi by that time sifika le midlalo leyo sesiba prepareshele kangconywana boSibusiso and the rest of the team lesibheka sisawuhamba nayo. We have learned a lot of lessons. Sakhulumisana nalamanye emave kuba buta ukuthi bona balapho labakhona khona bende njani. Enemave lamaningi avule tandla. They are willing to share their blueprint with us as Swaziland. So we're hoping ukuthi from the report lesitayifaka kuningi lesitawukhona ukuthi sisitakale khona silive kabangwane. But lama challenges vele nasiwabuka manengana njengoba usho ukuthi nakaphamba Sibusiso namuhla bapi bamfana bamlandzelako. Nakahamba phumule namuhla aphi bamfana badala amlandzelako. Ikhona ile program yekumeka sure ukuthi ikhona ukuthi bakhona labalandzelako la ngemuva nekumeka sure ukuthi in terms of my incentives leswalungisela bona labantwana kuze sibakhona efaka emandla boSibusiso sendani silivela kangwane. So kunengi sesatawubele etafuleni siyosebenza sibambisana sports council kunengi kakhulu efanele ukuthi sikubuke kunengi kakhulu efanele sikusebenze.
Swaziport. The message is just too much exciting. Swaziport. Let's talk about now as you leave the studio. I heard you in training today. Is there anything you are about to do soon?
Well, I was in that training. I was doing some sort of recovery. But then, in the Germany, end of May, in preparation of the African Champs last year in Nigeria, through the scholarship from Swaziland on the Commonwealth Games.
And now.
This time I'm more than welcome.
Wow, our beautiful guest. Thank you, Ngos. Thank you for being with us. Of course, Swaziland. What a chance, what an opportunity of being with you guys in the studio. Of course, the delegation coming from Gold Coast, Australia, that was representing the Kingdom of Swaziland into the 21st Commonwealth Games, arriving yesterday in the Kingdom of Swaziland. They're still in the mood, they're still in the beautiful outfit, and the smell from the studio. They were around the water, they were by the sea. I can tell that they had a beautiful moment. Not only the beautiful moment, of course, they were exposed and they learned a lot, and a lot of things can be put to practice in ensuring that today's and the futures of our athletes are in good hands. Otherwise, of course, as they leave the studio, a short break. as we listen to some of the Pick and Pay kickoff tournament. It was launched back a few weeks ago, actually. That is worth 300,000. Now the Pick and Pay store management in Swaziland has actually held a media day where they were explaining some of the progress they have made to ensure that the competition starts, that will be involving about over 40 schools within Bawane and Manzini corridor. Listen to this. Otherwise, when I come back, it's Linda and Patizwe in the studio.
We will announce a date where we would have all 84 schools playing in a preliminary tournament and on knockout stage. From there, we would then get 42 schools that will participate in a tournament on the 2nd of June and the 9th of June. The schools, what I can say is that we've nominated 48 schools already to receive soccer kits. So we basically 4 weeks into our promo with 48 schools being nominated and 3 more draws to go. So balance of the schools still to be nominated in terms of soccer kits that will play on these tournament days. And feedback from the schools and stuff is very exciting. They're all excited. Kids are very excited, looking forward to playing on these tournament days. Okay. The initiative behind the Pick and Pay stroke NFA soccer tournaments or handing out kits to the under 15s is all about Pick and Pay giving back to the community. We were led to believe that a lot of major or secondary school soccer teams are sponsored by various people, so we decided, well, we'll go in for the under 15s because there seems to be a lot of lack of support in terms of the under 15s and primary schools, so on the grassroots stage. So we decided, well, we'll sponsor those kids and get them, because they are the up and coming soccer stars.
In the future, we are looking at development of football in Swaziland. We're also looking at ladies football, for example. That is one of the biggest growing sports in the world at the moment, the ladies football. So we are looking at ladies football. We need the support of the community. We need the support of the National Football Association of Swaziland. And we want to grow this into a future, bigger promotional activity in terms of Pick and Pay, and with the association with the National Football Association to make it a bigger soccer tournament. So we can also look at other development as well as in women's football, and also making it bigger in Swaziland. We need the support of the public, okay? We need the public to support our retail stores in Swaziland. By us getting that support to the public, we have an opportunity to grow this promotion, the kickoff promotion, even bigger. We would like in the future to make this a nationwide promotion, and also a nationwide football aspect of the whole of Swaziland. I'm a Swazi. I support my national team, all right, and I would love to see them in the African Nations Cup, in my lifetime. I'd love to see our team go through to the World Cup. It's the World Cup this year. I'd love to see Swaziland to be in one of those big competitions. I'd love to see that in my lifetime. But the biggest thing is that we start developing our youth at under 15, and we start searching the talent that we've got. And the bigger talent pool we have, the bigger opportunity of getting to those big competitions.
That is management from Pick and Pay stores talking about the upcoming Pick and Pay kickoff tournament that involves the under 15 school students who will be competing, of course, for a sponsorship worth 300,000. In the studio, the company of your usual analyst Linda Dlamini and Patizwe Msibi. Anguvusele ngosi.
Nguvusele Fabrice, ngithoba lokukhulu ngivusele maluyal viewers. Bese ngithoba lokukhulu kakhulu. Sengifisela silo seMswati. Inkosi emhlaba lusuku loluhle kusasa lekutalwa neMswati nje onke live leMswati li celebrate and depart iminyaka lengamashumi lasihlanu solo lathola inkululeko. siyatichenya Fabrice sithi nje linolulutse wena waphakathi.
Beautiful day indeed ngos Msibe kandondo sibo.
Ngivusele Fabrice and of course ngivusele onke amaswati labuke labo kulesikhatsanye lana labukela for the chance ukubukela ku YouTube new channel. Yes, ngivusele ke Fabrice as asasho nje na master speaking of the double celebration tomorrow. His Majesty the King Mswati the III's birthday, and of course the birthday of the country, 50 years of independence from the British colony. So I think it's a great thing for the country. We're coming from far, and in terms of sports, you can actually see it's visible the progress we've made in football. Now we're talking about our national team. At some point in time, it's about go 88. Go FIFA rankings. That's big. We're talking about a team from Swaziland, Igma group stages, Nakuzen. A continental tournament, which is big for the country. It shows progress, so you can only hope for the better going forward, more especially in sports, because I'm more involved in sports.
So it's inzile ngosi Msibe inzaba ukuthi as a country there's growth for the past 50 years. Ngawugcina uthi you wanted to check a bit some of the things we've witnessed. You were telling me about some of the things since you're young as a sport person you've witnessed to say we are growing indeed as a country for these 50 years.
Fabrice ngawuqala ngibuke ngalana kuma sports ngibuke badlali bebhola lesikhonile kusi sibahambise baye ngaphandle list inkulu kakhulu Fabrice ukhuluma ngabo cricket, ukhuluma ngabo skaratinto, ukhuluma ngabo sport, ukhuluma ngabo yuki, ukhuluma ngabo Taribo, ukhulume incumi Fabrice ngababala le list inengakhulu bese soyabuya ukhuluma ngama sponsors Fabrice, sikhuluma nge-MVA, sikhuluma nge-MTN Premier League, sikhuluma nge-SPTC Charity Cup. Manje kakhulu Fabrice ubuka lama sponsors labeka ngekho mhlambe before nyalo semanengi la ibholeni dinenge letinto letendekile kuqhamuke bo Chiefs ku Kings Cup sadlala nabo la kaNgwane yasala la inkomishi la eSwatini nama teams sakase sabo ushilo uphathizwa wathi kune club ledlala ku Champions League ma group stages for the first time. Ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice sikhule kakhulu simaswati kuma sports. Ngicabanga ukuthi ikona futhi na le room ye improvement singakhula silive as sikhulile before.
Just to add a few Fabrice, it's not just kuma sports, sikhuluma ngama sports esibalipola kakhulu, but we have kusuka bosaze sports la. At some point in time he's ranked number 2 in the world for 200 meters.
IWF,
number 2.
Yeah, no personal.
Yabona, that's big for the
and
country.
He was next to me.
You know, so
I didn't get that.
That's big for the country. You see the achievement we've made in my sports. Now we have sports in court, weightlifting, may compete in Commonwealth. That's big.
Yeah,
something big. Say I'm about compete cycling. They have compete na Australia. Go Commonwealth. We're participating in Olympics. Big. So the country has got every reason to be celebrating tomorrow.
And Fabrice singakhohlwa na ukuthi as celebrate silive ngihlale ngisho ukuthi if baholi benu ekhaya banayo leyo vision leyo bafuna ukutinvo ku improve niyabonakala ukuthi nyapha sikhuluma ngesilo semaswati ukuthi waba ne vision ukuthi iculture nebhola kumele ihlangane nyalo siyabona la ngonyama cup and kulanza tinombolo letiningi kakhulu tebantu even naleqhamuka ngaphandle ngicabanga nje ukuthi kuhle kakhulu for Fabrice kumele ngabe siyatichenya.
Of course, still on that note, for the sake of the viewers, one would say the Football Association is another institution that was founded back in 1968. When you talk about this year, it also involves 50 years since they existed as a football association, and we're talking about the growth of the nation. As an association, would you say, Master, at this point in time, successfully with the
Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi ngishilo nawubuka lendlela noma letinvo lesinato compared to kulamanye amave ngicabanga ukuthi ikhona le improvement lebe khona utawukhumbula ukuthi nabo coach lesike sabaletha lana kulo 50 years sikhuluma ngabo Ted Dumitru sikhulume ngabo Jan van Winkel, sikhulume ngabo Bobilen, sikhulume ngabo mhlambe Dionga akafuni ngimbale phathisi.
Oh, you wanted to say the job. Yeah, mention
sikhulume ngabo Banda, sikhulume nakuleli gethu, sikhuluma ngabo Mwase of Lays, Mwase bo Highlanders, ngicabanga ukuthi bo Phiri, incumbi Fabrice ubona ukuthi kunangubane nyalo lokuqhamisa South Africa baningi labo coach lesibalethile la and nalesibagrumile sine labaya ngaphandle sitawukhumbula ukuthi kunabo Koke bekaye bebafuna kumisa eTunisia kunabo Matsela bake baye eGermany kuna TD Biza Mkonda una Prolaces sikhulile Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi iFA dinenge letimvu letendile sihlangu sethu sike sarenkwa ushilo Phathizo 83 nangaphosisi safika saba ku number 3 ku COSAFA sayithola leyo bronze ngicabanga ukuthi dinenge letimvu lesingadibala Fabrice but ikhona le room improve singa improve Fabrice.
And of course talking about the double celebration, the beautiful blue, they like wearing the beautiful colors of the nation. Of course Sihlangu Semnigati will be in the field of play against Namibia. It's been confirmed in Namibia. When before actually we came into the studio, the Football Association confirmed that they were on their way from Johannesburg, where they landed from Namibia to Johannesburg, entering the kingdom for the game against Sihlangu. It's a friendly game against Sihlangu, Namibian Sihlangu, into this 50-50 celebration. But I think for the team, it is another chance for also weigh in their level of fitness. How ready are they? We're talking about COSAFA games that are coming soon in next month. Sibi.
Yes, Fabrice, it's a much needed game. Le badlali bethu kumele babe self-motivated because they don't want to let the country down. Good celebration. We're celebrating. Yeah. We need them to win. We need them to win for the country. We need them to win to show the progress we've made as a country, football-wise. They have to win. They have to win tomorrow's game. Looking at the way they've been playing, changes there and there, but the team from the team Seychelles, from Royal Leopards and Babana Swallows, now they are there. So I think the squad, it's more stronger. And the motivation between the two teams, I think Swaziland should be more motivated because they're the host nation, they are celebrating, so they're supposed to win that game. And of course, it's going to give a chance to the new technical bench. Going to COSAFA, what do we have? What do we need to beef up? What do we have to change? Those sort of things. Because tactically, are we good? Are the players getting what we want from them? So I think it's a good opportunity that the celebration figure in Yado. It's a chance to preparation for bigger tournaments because we don't want to end that this time around. Go COSAFA. We actually want to go to the finals. If we win it, yes, that's great. But we just want to go to the finals.
And I mean, a huge opportunity, of course. When I'm looking at the opponents, they're from Namibia. Not a small nation when you talk about football. They have actually achieved some of the things. I remember at some point, Phathizo mentioned that whenever we're playing friendlies, we look at we always pitch on Lesotho. Why can't we take a chance and change? And this time around, we get Namibia. Some of the players, I think, they have 2-3 coming from Tunisia. They have players in Belgium. We still to wait to see if those players are going to be involved, but it's not a small team when you talk about in terms of national team.
Fabrice nabuka inakhuze yaseNamibia national team yaseNamibia angicabanga ikhulile kakhulu even though babe nema challenges ekubabede ileague but nawukhumbula kahle ukuthi 2 years ago bayiwina iCOSAFA ngicabanga ba surprise wonke umuntu bafike bayiwina but lekumele njengoba sashilo Phathizo lo umcwa kakhulu le practice le tawuthola badlali beSihlangu but again ngicabanga ukuthi even nalama fans Fabrice some of them abakhoni mhlambe esikhatsini lesinye kuhamba kubukela national team yabo kusasa batawubona silo batawubona inkosi yabo babona national team yabo lengicabanga ukuthi kutaba kuhle kakhulu after celebrate lusuku lemlomdzala then ngihamba nobukela national team yenu.
But how critical is it going to be? Of course, it is of the highest importance to see the national team in the field of play in front of His Majesty King Mswati III. A beautiful thing to watch. I'm talking about now in terms of weighing in the fitness of the players. It's the first game, of course, for Anthony Mutluli in charge as a coach. Actually, second after the Seychelles, yes, of course. At home is the first one. Is going to be in charge. Now, so far it looks like he could be even the man in charge when they're into the COSAFA. But how important is it going to be now to familiarize himself with the players with the short time he's got?
As an exchange for this game for the technical bench, it came at the right time. It's an opportunity for them to see what do we have. The system of it has 7 line with the players, the snap. Because right now you can call any other player and experiment. That's where you experiment Guma friendly games. You cannot be experimenting Guma international games. So personally, I'm guessing they're gonna keep the coach until the COSAFA. Maybe they can make changes after the COSAFA. Because you can't prepare with a different coach coach go the main tournament you're preparing for. Well, the bigger picture, of course, is the CAF Africa champion. What
AFCON? Yes.
AFCON. It's sorry. The bigger picture is the AFCON, of course. But go COSAFA is actually master. Last time we finished that. Not that other time we finished that. But now we wanna go to the finals. We wanna go all the way. So this is the opportunity for the new technical bench to look at what do we have as a country. Do we have the players that gonna suit my style of play? But if I don't have the players, what can I change? Who's there? Who's competing here? This is a perfect opportunity for them. It's Caleb, it's Musa, and of course the head coach, Anthony Mdluli. They have to come together. They have to come together and come up with a plan, with a winning plan. We want a winning formula. There is no time to building. National team, our rebuilding, we are innovating. What I'm trying to say is, you can't say, well, this is a rebuilding phase. My friends and rebuild one. But you renovate. If you feel like your left flank is not performing well, find something new, find someone new. Good at the flank. If your striking force is not working for you, find another one. Don't say, well, let me wait for the season to finish. So I'm not going to rebuild the juniors. No, renovate.
Jamini, before we move to the next point, know that I want to focus on the opponents, but in as much as we're not sure of the players that they have brought and where they are coming from, the clubs, but geographically looking at where they are coming from and looking at what they have been achieving in the previous involvement when we talk about tournaments, what can we expect? Can be a shock in as much as a friendly game, which I think can rate Swaziland into higher rank in the upcoming FIFA rankings in case we win the game. But can we expect a shock against Namibia? Can they defeat us on our land?
Ngicabanga Fabrice maningi ama factors la decide a game. Ngicabanga na ubuka le game yakusasa ema players national team yala kaNgwane sihlangu semnikade akushiwo ke Fabrice ngawubuyela nje emva kancane akushiwo ukuthi sihlangu semnikade kwavele nje kwathathwa ligama sihlangu sengwenyama lesa. Ngicabanga ukuthi if ucala ugcoke leli jezi lelo kumele ukuthi utichenye wathi ukuthi uliswati uyabona ube proud ukuthi uliswati. Kwesibili udlala lapha utawuchanga emaswati lamaningi kakhulu leti etobukela. So ngisho ukuthi mancane lama chances ukuthi Namibia ingafika la Swatini ifike isidle. Na ubuka nangalendlela leli getfu le competitive ngayo nyalo.
They have denied Namibia a win. I joined them as well into saying that Sihlangu Semnikade will indeed make us proud. A short break and we'll come back and talk about some of the things, including Swazi Bank Funana over the past weekend. A short break.
When you choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom of Swaziland.
Nhlanje ukuthi bawutholwa inkululeko nemntwana naye wachamuka ngaleso sikhathi njengoba nje wathola igama lelithi montages ngoba kwabonakala kulowo mnyaka tawuba kuhlangene emakhosi emave nebantfu bonke.
I will continue to protect and preserve our revered traditional institution, allowing them to develop in line with our cultural evolution. In addition, I will work to strengthen the bonds of friendship that already exist between this kingdom and the international community. For the years that I may, by God's grace and mercy, be given to reign and serve you as your king, I shall endeavor to work as my father did throughout his reign, to advance the unity, happiness, and prosperity of my people. I pray that God will help me to discharge worthily this heavy task that has been laid upon me so early in my life. God bless you all.
A game and sport in the Kingdom of Swaziland. Now, moving into things, Swazi Bank Cup Funana 15th edition was over the weekend into the semi-final stages, where a lot of things were said, actually even on Wednesday, a week before on this program, to say who are we expecting to see into the finals. We'll get into that later on, but to talk about what happened between the two games, we start with the Green Mamba and Young Buffaloes. The two teams, sorted their issues in Hlangano Dlamini. Not to run away from anything, but the expertise and the experience by Buffaloes was the highlight of the day.
Ngicabanga seFabrice inhlangano bamvu kweqala nje baphuma King Mswati Memorial Stadium bahamba bawubukela. Ngicabanga seSwazi Bank inayo that thing ukuthi bamvu bayithanza bayaphuma ke Fabrice noma ngabe mhlambe igame kanjani, but sayibona igame yes iGreen Mamba yaqala mhlambe pass Young Buffaloes kwabonakala ukuthi iyayidzinga yona le game tactically boyibona ukuthi cishe bona bangadulo on the day. Now ubuka nje ukuthi from i-defense yawo ngicabanga si beyime kahle i-shape yabo beyime kahle kakhulu i-midfield imphile beka commander kakhulu umuve ngisho ashouta lapha naye abamemeta labadlali bakhe ema-strikers abo baqala ngaphiwe ke lapha ku number 9 ngicabanga ukuthi akadlalanga kahle was missing a lot of chances angaconnect ama-chances and nale positioning yakhe ngicabanga sibe ingasiko le kahle Fabrice, but again ngala ku Green Mamba nawubuka ukuthi wayiqala Caleb azama ukudlalisa i-midfield lapha phambili number 9 waqalisa bekadlalisa Musa smart kakhulu ke Musa ukuthi ma previous game bekahle adlala i-wing asupporte leso strike ngala ka left wing kudlala Mkhonvu na asupporte leso strike. Solomon ambeke benchini wasuyabona ke coach ukuthi Timvade mahambeli kahle wamfaka Solomon. Ngicabanga igame yaseyashintsha kuma extra time because ku 90 minutes yaphela nga not.
These Young Buffaloes, when you talk about the team, not a lot has been mentioned in terms of giving them a chance of being the champions of the tournament. But slowly they are kicking the ball to the final. Of course, they're defending champions, but I'm looking at from where they started the tournament to this game where they're playing against Green Mamba into the semi-final, the likes of Piwa, who I think so far is among the top scorers when you talk about football in the land. What did you learn on the day? What is your explanation of what you saw on the day?
Well, for Press, can I just start by saying this game was boring. It wasn't the most entertaining game up until the penalties, maybe the extra time, maybe. But it wasn't the most entertaining game you can watch in Swaziland, because starting with the Green Mamba, the formation, the players, the coach wanted to congest the midfield. So going forward, bebangayi in numbers like we saw in previous games. So I think why lahla lapho it's like bekavela kahle ukuthi bafike kuma penalties, but Buffaloes, they wanted to play, but now Beba couldn't penetrate enough ukuthi bakhona ukuthola lawo ma-goal. The game started to come alive kuma extra time, then went straight to penalties. Otherwise, young Buffaloes, Fabrice, you can undermine them at your own peril. It's one team, they're consistent, but they're not fancy. They are not fancy. It's not a fancy team. That's when they are playing this brand of football, beautiful brand of football, and all that. They just get the job done. They just do what has to be done. Mpile as Asho master, lapha swini, bombona uthi captain, bombona ukuthi ufuna controller yonke info, commanding his players. Abatshela ukuthi move way. Nangumfu to pass. And Sifiso Mazibuko was a marvel to watch as always. I think one player Lubendela who doesn't perform ku potential lekanayo, it's Gamete, it's Sanele or Sandile Gamete. Young Buffaloes.
Yeah,
very good player. Potential it's there, but he's not giving them
this stands. This keeper who is actually one of the players we can say when you talk about the expertise and the experience as a keeper, he's very important. How key was he on the day, and for the team? How key is he still into this competition?
Ngicabanga Fabrice wadlala inzima lenkulu kakhulu nawubuka ukuthi i-Green Mamba khona ama-chances la wathola wawasave, and again ma-penalties wayisave yinye penalty lenye wakora futhi. Kuyakutshela ukuthi if una goalkeeper lona experience lotawahamba ayikuma-penalties akusevele i-penalty because not only kuseva i-penalty Fabrice, because now umbuka lapha ekhasi epalini etatoshaya umdlalo we-Green Mamba le intimidation kulo mdlalo we-Green Mamba. Ngicabanga si bekakhuluma abesabisa labadlali be-Green Mamba kukutshela kona ukuthi lo muntu une-experience uyathi ukuthi kuma-penalties kudzingeka ini. Phiwo naye i-penalty wayishaya i-penalty egcina, but again ngicabanga ukuthi i-Buffaloes going forward Fabrice, nasibuka kule game lena kulapha le front three bekuna Sifiso ngala ka-right, kuna Phiwo la Mkhathisini, kuna Oda ngala ka-left. Ngicabanga ukuthi coach kumele a-decide ndoda mina bengicansi nakafithu todlala wangena washintsha igame Fabrice. If udecide ukudlalisa leyo system leyo, qala ngandoda ubeke Phiwo eceleni noma umdlali sephiwo alandzele kancane ndoda because siyamati indoda une pace and siyamati ukuthi uclinical kanganani. Then Sifiso Mazibuko njengoba basho phathizo ukuthi on the day ngicabanga swadlala kahle kakhulu. Lokwenda kona ukuthi utawalesa lawo ma-crosses ndoda ke naka lapha ekhase boxing angeke aze abe mutse, but uyakhona yena lokhu bese so dlalela lo landzela la ngemva kwakhe. Ngicabanga nje ukuthi if i-Buffaloes yakhona kwenda lokho then bengayisheshe le game iwine ku 90 minutes Fabrice.
And of course they progressed into the finals of this tournament for the second time in a row after last year's edition where they went on to win it against Matsapa United. Now they had to wait for 24 hours after that day, of course, to see who they are going to meet into the final. It was a day on Sunday. It was called the experienced one against the intelligent one, which means the one with experience in the local football, I'm quoting someone's words, against the one who was intelligent. I mean, I'm coming to you, but I heard you Monday morning saying that it was the experienced one against the intelligent one, the two coaches being Nyanga Hlope and Mlungis. By the intelligent one, you meant...
No, Fabrice, ngicela ku-correct nje statement sakho. Ngathi the most experience ku local football versus the most experience ku South African football. Yabona, because nawubuka Fabrice ukuthi ngangakhuluma before board coaches ukuthi Nyanga nangikhumbula kahle nangithi ngiyabuka ithomba ku national team 1991 besavile akhona ku setup ye national team, ubuka Professor Ngalani wadlala highest level wacoacha highest level. So le experience ya board coaches base lo munye inengi ku local, lo munye inengi ngale South Africa. And nawumbuka lo munye badlali ku local football ubati babancane uyawati ama capabilities abo. Lokwenda kusi coming to this game vele beku lo munye ngiva ngasi
getting to the game now on the day, the capacity on its own as Somhlolo was another level. It was just mind-blowing. And let's talk about what we saw early in the week. Some of the key players we talked about, the likes of Dombo, who was even the highlight on the day on Wanderer's side. And you talk about on the other side, the likes of Tabiso and Tobisi, who I would say they didn't come to the party as they were expected. On the day, when they again?
Well, for praise, I think Manzano's players, they wanted it more. They showed more hunger. I remember saying that the team that's going to show more hunger is going to win this game. started from the first minute. Humans in Wonders, they already showed Kuti, they wanted this more. Dombo, look at that goal, the combination between Ngola and Dombo, of course. It was, they made it look so easy. Well, Mbabana Highlanders, fullbacks up. They didn't do what Mbabane Highlanders fullbacks usually do. They didn't overlap enough. Yeah. They were sitting back the whole time, inviting Dombo, inviting Spider, and then Ali later. Wonders. Kuti balagubo every time. Because if you don't add the numbers, lemuvo when they go fullbacks up, anga push ukuthi engathi wing up anga push ukuthi ayomaka so ahlale lembili lebe kuyilimata ke iMbabane Highlanders. But taking nothing away from Mbabane Highlanders, they tried. They had their chances. Tabiso on the day he was off. Aguero on the day he was off. As we see, they possessed the ball from him as a protector trying to call. You know, so counter-attack, classic counter-attack football. Take the ball, go forward. No time for fancy touches and all that. Just go forward. And Ali took the man to the cleaners, the fullback, and he easy tap in for Nkola. So basically Mbabane Highlanders defensive, they were not sharp, more especially my fullbacks up. And of course even the attack yabo. The key players we picked out last game, they didn't come to the party. Tabiso didn't come to the party. Aguero didn't come to the party. And the other thing that Nyanga did on the day to take off Mbabane Highlanders, he was Lalisa Junior, Lapaku number 10. Junior number 10 wasn't to create chances. It was to destabilize Mlaba and Mercedes men's stall. They couldn't do anything because Junior, every time they touched the ball, Junior was there. He worked so hard. Had he not received a yellow card, Junior, I would have picked him for man of the match. If not him, I would have picked Jemba, the number 6 player that destroyed. He made sure nothing passed him. He made sure. So I think Buttons played well. But
talking about the game, a lot of expectations were that Highlanders, they seem to have an upper hand against Wanderers. Football being football, it can humble you at any time. But when you look at players like Shana, the captain, on the day playing in the midfield, and he's normally a central defender, it tells you how business was serious for Wanderers. And what did they lack Highland on the day? Because I think this is a moment they've been waiting for. The supporters, they were there in their numbers. This was their day. What went wrong? And I think until now, some of them are still feeling what went wrong.
Fabrice kwaqala ngifuna kungetana kulokusho ngiphathisa ukuthi iManzini Wanderers ngicabanga ukuthi iyahlala phasi yadadisha iMbabane Highlanders. Iyati ukuthi iplay yeMbabane Highlanders iqala kumlaba. As soon as awina lawo mabhola, uyawafaka lawo mapasses because unema passes lamahle. But yenda kanjena iManzini Wanderers sayidlalisa Jemba as a holding midfield, yadlalisa Shana lo tawudlala as a box to box, uyabona lokusho ukuthi yena uyalanza le bhola phinza hamba ngale kule half yabo bese sayidlalisa junior lambi kwabo kancane lokusho ukuthi yena as soon as Mlaba abamba ibhola ukhona bese kubona lokho kwenteka aba first to the ball. Every time Mlaba uzama kudlala ukhona Junior utomaka again sakhuluma ukuthi iMbabane Highlanders ina 2 attacking players ku Aguero na Tabiso. iManzini Wanderers sasho ukuthi kunakola kuphela but on the day Dombo beka involve kule play lokwenta ukuthi if utelo number 10 lo creative lo kungjunior unaye Dombo lo tas every time naka receive le bhola ayidlalise leyo team angene la ngekhathi awendela uma step overs because wenda in ufuna ukuthi naba boshana because Fabrice bomcoka bekuthi ube ne player leta udelay leyo play kancane ngale wingeni ngokusina baboshana labende lawo ma late runs bangene ekhasi boxing as soon as ayilesa leyo bhola ekhasi noma ayifaka leyo cross ekhasi boxing ukhona shana uyahead sebakhona bosicelo ukhona nakola zokusekhasi boxing ngicabanga nje ukuthi iManzini Wanderers yakuthola konke lokho kahle Dombo abe involved ku play kwayisebenzela menze ukuthi amake Mlaba kwayisebenzela kakhulu.
I mean we've seen Dombo being more involved as a wing player than anything, but watching him on Sunday, do you think maybe he could be forced into a striker to assist Ngola maybe at some point?
Ngicabanga badlalo labanjengabo shortage badlala banjengabo Dombo Fabrice akudzinga ukuthi ubafake lapha ekhathi sitawukhumbula ukuthi i-play Fabrice kuyaye kuthiwe iyashisa lapha ekhaya so umdlalo kanjalo umdzinga la celeni uyabona lo utawubamba le bhola na bet as soon as basi beta la kuye lokusho ukuthi sekunetikhala ledvulekele lamkhatsini so faka le bhola ke na lapha ekhaya la kunaletikhala khona la ngitsite mine lama late runs lento waboshana bangena ba capitalize ngalo but nawubuka ngalakha bomba bane Highlanders on the day sihlale sikhuluma ngaAguero sikhuluma ngaThabiso bekude le supply ngikhuluma ukuthi iThabiso kuma shot on targets abang2 nakhona kwaba enhloko so uyabona ukuthi le supply bekude kahle mlaba bebamvalile and chokole besigathe ukuthi adlalise leyo team sakhumbula phela ukuthi sithe kunangakhe kumanzini Wanderers kuna Jemba kuna Shana lokusho ukuthi ba ngibo lelibonza lelimile lapha kabo manzini Wanderers vele le play emva bana Highlanders beyicina bengeke ize ifike kulama strikers.
Msibi, now we've got the two teams from 32 to up to 2, which means the rest 30 have been already eliminated. Was this your expectation to the finals? At least one of them, did you think one of them could reach to this stage?
Well, Buffaloes, you can never rule out Buffaloes. But the surprise package, I would say Manzini Wanderers. Because you can even remember even Guma semi-finals. We didn't give them much chance against Mbaban Highlanders. Looking at the previous games, Mbaban Highlanders, we all tipped Mbaban Highlanders to go through to the finals. And we looked at previous games. Mbaban Highlanders and Manzini Wanderers so Mbaban Highlanders were the favorites. But Manzini Wanderers being their surprise package, they can surprise even Buffaloes. Because if you look at their previous games, Manzini Wanderers, the last 4 games, Manzini Wanderers won 2 and drew 2. So they haven't lost against Young Buffaloes in the last 4 games. So this, they can feel it will be their chance. But of course, you can never rule out a team like Young Buffaloes. As I said, not fancy, but they get the job done.
Could you examine before we move on?
Ngicabanga Fabrice nawubuka ihistory Swaziland ngicabanga lona lo ba motivated kakhulu noma lona lo ifuna kakhulu kunalomunye uyawina ngawukhumbula ukuthi nayigcina iManzini Wanderers idlala ku Swaziland about 4 or 5 seasons ago yadlala neMonen Pirates ngicabanga iMonen Pirates yakhombisa on the day ukuthi ifuna kakhulu iManzini Wanderers against Mbaban Highlanders kuma semi-final ikhombisile ukuthi if bayifuna ba motivated kakhulu bangenda noma ngayini. On the other hand, sawukhumbula ukuthi Young Buffaloes seyitestile kudlala eAfrica babuya eCape Town kudlala neCape Town City so batawufuna ukuthi next season babuyele if bangayiwini league ticket labo lekibuyele eAfrica iSwaziland so both teams ngicabanga nje ukuthi sikathile kubona ibhola lenhle kakhulu.
The two teams we finished their business on the 6th of May this year. That's when the finals of the Swaziland Cup Funana will be held. Otherwise, we'll have time for, of course, for our next show to dwell so much on this game. Moving forward, Msibi, MTN Premier League will be back to action this coming weekend, where we might see the recent name so-called Mbabane Swarrows hasn't been mentioned a lot because of missing into action of Swaziland. They could be crown champions this weekend. Looking at our fixtures this weekend, would you say maybe starting with the table, of course, would you say maybe there could be a turnaround from Young Buffaloes? This is Swallows, of course, still leading with 4 points clear.
Well, depending good team results, Young Buffaloes and Matapa, Hambaranjan, which they'll be playing at the same time, by the way. Starting at Mayaluga, Matapa and the Buffaloes, and Baban Swallows playing Malandi Chiefs. So training ground you have. Prince of Wales. It's going to be interesting to see if Buffaloes drop points. In fact, if they lose and Babane Swallows win, Babane Swallows will be crowned the champions. Well, looking at the log, deservingly so. Looking at the log, they haven't lost a single game up until this far. Yes, they have draws and all that, but they haven't lost a game. And the equal difference here, but it's not much difference between the two teams, but it gives you something. Young Buffaloes, they fought till almost the end if they had to drop the points. And of course, we did mention in previous shows, Young Buffaloes, with these two, he lost Tola against Manzini Wanderers and against, was it Monday Pirates? And the draws were against Manzini Sundowns. Of course, with due respect to the other teams I'm mentioning, but Young Buffaloes, if they want to take the fight to the wire, they need to win this weekend.
I mean, this is almost everywhere in the world where at this point in time, I think most of the clubs, it's tricky to say, will you take it with 4 points clear? But earlier, I think in this month, the Koki came out and say, we will take it once again. I think it made some of the headlines. It's a game over the weekend against Matsapa United, Young Buffaloes against number 6 Matsapa United, who also would love to finish in the high position. Another thing I want you to touch on, Dlamini, the teams that we saw into the semi-finals of Swaziland, look at where they are positioned. Look at Green Mamba, number 3, Manzini Wanderers, number 4, Highlanders, number 5. What does that tell you, Dlamini? It means the competition is deserving.
Ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice ngeke ngakhuluma ngeku-prioritizer ema-tournaments. Nawubuka ukuthi mhlambe imbabona Swallows ayikaphumi imabomu kuSwazibank, but baye batarget ukuthi badzinga ini kakhulu. Nawubuka ne-Young Buffaloes, ngicabanga ukuthi i-league nabo sekuyafika la tingqondweni tabo ukuthi bayidzinga. Sakhumbula ukuthi even last time bebang number 2. So this time around social parties ukuthi batiyekelele bona. Nawubuka phathi lama teams njengoba usho ukuthi kuSwazibank, Green Mamba, Manzini Wanderers, Mabana Highlanders, Matsapa United, onke lama teams lawo cishe i-Royal Leopard lekumele ukuthi iqese kahle le league itoqala kahle next season.
But looking at the points you made, Fabrice, Buffaloes, Green Mamba, Manzini Wanderers, Mabana Highlanders, semi-finals of Inakos, it tells you ukuthi balapha, not by fluke. They've been playing well. Mabana Highlanders is one team lengasho ukuthi they came out of their shells later on the season. Badlala baqale ba winner. They started winning their games. That's why they even talking about finishing top 4 right now. If they're gonna win these last 2 games, they're gonna finish in a more respectable position. And of course, number 5 is not a bad position to finish. So for them to be playing like this right now, it's a major boost. And teams like Green Mamba, they want to finish third, Manzini Wanderers, like in that order right now. And of course, everyone is thinking of going as far as Angakon. But looking at the number of games, looking at the number of points to fight for, only 9 points, they can only take you as far. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how the log finishes. I think it's one of, and if Mbabane Swallows can drop points this time around this weekend, and Young Buffaloes win, we can see the most entertaining finishing in recent time.
I mean, time is not with us, of course, to say it's going to be one of those moments where we don't want to say goodbye to our viewers, of course, but it's been beautiful 60 minutes.
Oh, Fabrice, ngicabanga kwahlala kumnanzi, but lokumnanzi kakhulu Fabrice nalilanga lakusasa lesikhatsile sikhathe ukuthi liphume ilanga emavuso likunye nje mina lengiya kokubuka Fabrice ngiyakukhothama lona lilanga nalesa smile ke Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi smile lesale siyohlale sisihle iminyaka ngeminyaka.
True, Nkosi. Ndolo.
It's been a pleasure, Fabrice. It's been a pleasure. So we can only wish the country well as they go out to celebrate, and of course His Majesty the King Mswati III, as a celebrator in Peteyak, may it be a blissful and beautiful day to everyone watching right now and every other Swazi citizen around the world.
Wow, it feels more than exciting. I mean, we're 2 hours away from this beautiful and special day of His Majesty King Mswati III, and of course the nation at large as they celebrate also 50 years of independence. Otherwise, for Swazi TV Sports Star, we say, Your Majesty, happy birthday.